Good day, dear friends. Welcome back to my channel. It is a great pleasure and honor to have you again listening to this recording as well. A week ago, we started talking about parenting education, helping parents going through divorce to navigate the emotions, the stresses, the different scenarios that can play out. Today we're going, this is in essence a continuation of that discussion. And we're going to have a look at some other indicators that can help you assess whether your child is coping with the divorce or not. But just again, my name is Leon Forsman and I am the CEO of New Dawn Mediation Services here in Johannesburg, South Africa. I've done work across the world and I'm always available if anyone needs assistance in mediation or otherwise. My phone number is 081 706 0404 and my email address is newdawn@vox.co.za. Let's have a look at the other indicators that can help us make an assessment. The first indicator that is of concern is parentification. Parentified children are children that are asked to perform emotional or logistical tasks before they are at the developmental age or readiness. So they have to, in a certain sense, step into the shoes of dad at home or into the shoes of mom. And they have to perform the tasks, emotional and logistical, that is required from a dad or a mom. This happens very often where parents are depressed and children start to feel responsible for their parents' well-being. Children in divorced homes and single-parent homes, we should recognize, are prone to grow up faster. That's not in all bad, but when a child needs to perform tasks emotionally and otherwise that is actually that of a parent, it is of concern. Role reversal. A child becoming an adult before his time or her time is dysfunctional. Let's be honest about it. A second indicator is psychological splitting. This is a situation wherein the child polarizes the parents in his or her mind. The one parent is the good parent and the other parent is the bad parent. And it has nothing to do whether the parent that is deemed bad is bad or not, or otherwise. It's the child that decides which of the two parents he or she would deem bad and who he or she deems good. The parent becomes the container for all the negative emotions and feelings, even emotions and feelings that the child may have towards the other parent, or even both parents, or even other relatives. This is quite serious and should be taken quite serious. When you realize that this is happening, speak to your child. Hear why he or she is doing it. Try to understand where they're coming from and help to put that parent that is becoming the container for all their bad feelings, negative feelings, is seen in a new light. Show to your child what good qualities that parent also exhibits. The third one is perhaps the more serious of them all, and that is parental alienation. This is where a campaign is led by one parent without any justification that results in the child being brainwashed or programmed against one of the parents. There are different reasons for this. And as I said, it is without justification. And the result is devastating in terms of the child's well-being. On the one hand, it can be that there is a parent lodging a program of brainwashing against the other person. The child's own contribution cannot be understated either in vilification of the target parent. There is another situation that is of concern. Internalized and externalized behavior. If the child cannot express his needs or emotions, he will probably learn destructive ways to satisfy his needs. He will turn his feelings inwards, and the emotions are experienced as physical sensations like headaches or tummy aches. But it can also be expressed outwardly, and then it becomes destructive behavior, such as uncontrolled outbursts of anger, bullying at school, and stealing and shoplifting, and an array of bad things that the child does. It is his or her way of dealing with emotions they cannot otherwise express or have the vocabulary to deal with. Coalitions is another way of dealing with the divorce. Some parents involve their children in the parental battle, that in the conflict itself, and they triangulate the child. But this is extremely harmful to the child. What happens is, in effect, is that when a child returns from one parent, the other parent interrogates that child and tries to find out what's happening in the other household. What is dad doing? Has he got a new girlfriend? And everything that is associated with that. Inappropriate coalitions which are formed to oppose the other parent harms the child. Some takeaways that are important. Children need you the most when they are at their worst. And some children are irreparably wounded by divorce. The wounds of most children will heal, but even healed wounds usually leave scars. I want to turn now to the parents and the tasks that they have to do to help their children in coping in a meaningful way with the divorce or separation. This has to do with tasks of separation. This is a process a parent needs to go through to be able to provide the stability that the child needs and to help you minimize the conflict with the other parent. And if you cannot acknowledge and deal with how you feel, you'll be unlikely to help your kids deal with their own feelings and the potential for conflict with the other parent will always be an arm's length away. The first task of separation is physical separation. It is so important to separate yourself physically from your relationship. Because remember that your child also have tasks of separation to complete. And they need your help to complete these and integrate the changes in their lives. It is quite confusing for the child if mom and dad sleeps over with at each other's homes after the divorce or during the separation. So physical separation has to do with moving to your own new home, or dad moving out of his home, or mom moving out, whatever the case may be. Fear of the unknown can make you want to reconnect to your old life. If you are in a situation where your ex-partner keeps instigating sex or emotional closeness only to disappear the next day, be very careful, especially when your children are in the house. Children may take this as you being back together. Everything is back to normal. And then the trust is the truth is you only had sex for old time's sake. And the child is confused by what mom and dad is doing. The second separation is emotional separation. Don't suppress your emotions. Let your feelings of sadness and despair be known to your family and friends. Failure to mourn the ending of your relationship can result in preoccupation with your ex-partner. That will in turn prevent either of you from moving on. It can lead to bitterness, to feelings of, I will get you back. I will hurt you with everything I have. I will take revenge on you for leaving me. These are emotions that aren't good for your children to experience and see. And if you find that you are regularly infuriated about things your ex says and does, or you cannot separate out your child's relationship with their other parent from your relationship with the ex, you are still likely emotionally connected. And emotional separation is crucial if you want to build a cooperative parenting relationship. Because if you can't separate emotionally, you are in danger of using your children as tools to keep your connection with your ex. Those parents who are involved in the most highly conflicted situations around their children are those who are still having a relationship, albeit a negative one, with their ex. Learn new ways of communicating, breaking old habits and patterns. Find a way of ending difficult scenes. Then there is also psychological separation. You need to experience yourself as separate from your ex, usually signaled by a reduction in conflict. The moment the conflict starts to subside, the moment the conflict starts to dissipate, it could be a very good indicator that the tasks of separation, and especially psychological separation, has taken place. My dear parents, if you recognize yourself in any way in any of these situations, I would want to urge you once again to find help. I'm only trying to help you identify certain situations and experiences and emotions that are part and parcel of a divorce. You need to find help if you recognize yourself in any of these, so that you can complete the tasks of separation for the sake of your children, and above all for the sake of your own well-being. Because if you are okay, your children will also be okay. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. May you experience in a full and fulfilled life, even after divorce and separation. Enjoy your children. Help them deal with their emotions. Thank you. Goodbye.